Welcome back, everybody.
Oh yeah, we're heading into another div. Well, actually, it might be our first Div 4 match on stream, but another one with the Splat Zone's Manta starter, and we are featuring. I better swap over to show you the teams. One of my favourite teams from the season, Char, up against Sea Salted Squids.
Who are, of course, veterans of Oceanink, having been there from the very first season.
Yeah. So a bit of old versus new. These teams actually played during the seeding tournament as well. So we did see, I think, was it Char that came ahead that time?
I think Char did have the edge there.
But there were some very indecisive matches included in that set, and so will be, quite interesting to see. We'll have a larger, 5 games minimum this time.
Much more room for the teams to sort of stretch themselves a bit,
this is
see what they can do.
The wrong map list.
So
I just said that we were on a different map list.
Okay, you better fix that up.
I hadn't swapped it over.
Need to go to the Div 4 maps.
Yep, so we'll fix that up. There we go.
So, a bit of trivia. Char is actually an abbreviation. Their full team name, I believe, is Mucha Kucha. I hope I pronounced that at least vaguely correct. Which apparently means reckless, absurd, and in disorder, which according to them is quite characteristic of how they play. So it'll be interesting to see, how that translates. And
I love every single one of the players on the team. Some of these T's are a little more absurd than others, but we've got Peach T, Momo Char, we've got
Yuzu T.
Yeah, we've got Yuzu T. That's the thing, actually. I chucked it in the Japanese dictionary. It says that it is a citron, a citrus tea that is a real thing, so we'll believe that.
Yuzu's delicious.
Yuzu is delicious, but I can't imagine it in tea. So we are going to go into the match, Char versus Sea Salted Squids, a clash of flavours for sure.
We've actually only got 2 food players in Sea Salted Squids tonight. They've got enough to do a whole lineup, but it seems that other people are getting the call. So Pizza there getting very aggressive with the Octobrush Nouveau, clicking up Cookie and the Beacon, and then just holding that bump. Very nice. However, the teams themselves have to bump up into their own control.
Yeah, so we're seeing it's still a bit of neutral here. It's quite interesting with the 2-zone maps. We've seen the lower teams handle this in a few different ways, and especially when you can put out bubbles or actually Suction Rush has been kind of popular.
Yeah, well, we've got Suction Rush on both teams here.
Yeah, so teams definitely favouring that for this map, which is quite interesting to see.
Summerly clearly waiting for their team to be ready before they go in. They don't want to just have their special burn, but I'm sure when the moment comes, there's going to be something all over the place.
Things are ticking down quite nicely for Char here, and we're seeing the special start to come out for Sea Salted Squids. So Bubbles, Rain, and now that Bomb Rush, and they're really hoping to get this happen out and set that penalty on Char. And it's not coming, yeah!
Neutral is extended. Momo there doing sterling work.
Pizza getting taken out by Cole up in the bunker, and Sea Salted put all of their effort into that, and it just didn't eventuate.
No, there was so much firepower going down, at least 2 specials, I think 3 perhaps, with a rain cloud, and they just couldn't make it work. Credit to Char, it takes quite a bit to just stare down all that special use and not give away the point.
Yeah, and Pizza going down again on the point, it's quite unfortunate here. It's looking like it's just going to tear down the points as they tick. Char, favourable, strong hold of that mid, but out come Bubbles, so this is an opportunity to neutralise.
But they subtly.
Yeah, they really want to put that pressure on both zones, I think.
They've got to. They don't have a choice at this point. They can't get the cap. They can't use the opportunity, then they're done the moment that Char gets control.
Yeah, so we saw a brief neutralise followed by cap and neutralise again, and what they need to do is just get pressure on both points. There it is, so that even if Char neutralises one, they've capped one, they've got the other, and now they've set a penalty. They need to get into position and think about how they're going to actually take a lead off this, because it's going to be all the way down from 100 to 3 at least.
Now Char coming in with their own special, we'll see what they can do. Rain and that Suction Rush, usually being very aggressive.
And not falling prey to any of those Splat Bombs coming down. Does go down eventually there. Demon.
Very nicely playing on that. He makes bubbles.
I've been told it's not being as a game room because it's actually not the...
Well, yeah, that's an unconventional spelling, so who knows, maybe it is demon.
Anyway. We'll resolve that one a bit later. So, we have the rain coming in from Char now.
Sea Salted is pretty...
The suction rush coming out as well. They're in that same position where that Sea Salted has been in earlier, that awkward one, where you can sort of neutralize, get one well painted, but you can't double cap. And the key to the double zone maps is making sure that your caps align so that you can actually start doing down your counters.
And the bubbles that Pendulum did a very good job of scoring Char's advance when they were good situation otherwise. Perhaps cause their bubbles up a bit too early, but we do see the cap.
Yeah, that push there, it's not the most solid. They're still fighting off a bit of pink ink here, but they have set a penalty. They've made it harder for Sea Salted to start coming to challenge that lead.
We do, however, see Sea Salted essentially capturing all the territory around the mid. Got bubbles up where on Vindaloo. That 4 point though is going to be a serious threat when he makes it right back.
They do just need to get that cap on their side zone, and they get it, but there's only 30 seconds left at this point, where they really need to have a strong hold here and to be able to withstand especially just that Char can bring them as well.
Numbers-wise, it's going okay for Sea Salted Squids. They have been getting the splats, but they still haven't actually got it. And if they've not got it by the time the time runs out, they won't be awarded overtime.
Okay, they've got an opportunity here now. I think if they can pop those bubbles, they need to pop those bubbles.
They need to.
Okay, they've got that cap.
With a second to spare. Now they're down to one player on the zones.
Yeah, so really the team struggled there. I think their attention was a bit divided. It wasn't even guaranteed that they were going to get overtime, and we do see Char taking that 96 to 51.
And that's that dominant mid-game play was really rewarded them. They could very easily have let their grip slip a few times earlier before they set that excellent score. If they'd been a little bit less, a little bit further behind the ball, as it were. I don't know, I'm mixing my metaphors horribly, but there was every possibility that Sea Salted could have arrested their progress at a much lower score threshold. And that would have meant for a much tenser overtime.
Okay, Tower Control, Muscle Forge, Fitness, what do you think Sea Salted need to change here? I think Tower Control was one of the matches that in the seeding tournament that they were able to take off Sea Salted.
I'm racking my brains here.
Yeah.
I think we put Char through this. So Char were one of the teams, because they're new to the series, we asked them to play a private scrim that the admin spectated, so we could get an idea of sort of where they'd go, and I think this was one of the maps in there.
Ooh, I definitely remember the Inkblot Tower Control, but...
Maybe it was just Inkblot. We did, Inkblot Tower Control was the TJIF request,
that was
I think,
the different one,
and
yeah.
Char requested Inkblot Zones. But there would have been another tower control in that mix as well.
Was that Kakotsis?
Maybe it was Kakotsis. No, that's Kakotsis.
It was
Kakotsis. We played Char. This is terrible, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure we played Char in a private. But
anyway.
It's shameful, I can't remember who it was.
Well, keep moving on. Teams are ready, so what do you think Sea Salted will be doing to change things after that last match?
Well, I think the big thing they suffered with, really, was that inability to control both sides at the same time, which, depending on the approach that Char takes, may not be relevant in this map. I think they changed their loadout tremendously as well. I like Vindaloo's pick of the Rapid Blaster Deco there. You can do a hook. And then Pink's taking the Vanilla Slosher is an interesting option, because I think a lot of people would say Slosher Deco is very strong here, but that combination, obviously the main weapon is excellent here, and suction bombs are a fantastic weapon. Looking significantly improved with the Sea Salted Squids after a rather shaky combat start. They've managed to get Char down to one player. Demon, they're getting right in Char's face, even though they're the Stingray player. It's a really interesting choice, but it does burn up a lot of Char's attention. Summer is now left alone on their team, chucking out the suction rush, presumably just to buy some distance. And
Yeah.
it does allow for a super jump, safe landing with Vindaloo there.
Really important that someone gets go down while the rest of their team goes back in. And we do see, although Char is starting their push, Sea Salted have been given a position that's not too terrible to try and support it.
And it looks like Char got a little bit impatient there. You notice they went 2 down. Sea Salted Squids having no one down at all. Perhaps, I'm not sure whether it's overconfidence or whether it's just the fact that there's the tower there. We've got the pseudo wipe. Let's push. But maybe a little too early and a little too much.
Suddenly pulling out another suction rush already. So, really effective staying alive there and just pulling out another special to support the team. Taro is sort of moving back and forth towards those by those lockers there, and we see, I think, the sloshers trade out next to Tower. A slosher trade out. Sorry. And jump coming in on the tower now. It's not too dangerous there, so Vindaloo, I think, does have drop roller equipped as well.
Well, of course, we've got an inkjet on that rapid blast and it's pretty useless at point blank range. So I can understand wanting to run just to make sure you've got the edge on people who are getting your inkjet.
Yeah.
So, at this point, I don't really feel either team's made the best push they can make.
I think what we're seeing that's characteristic of what happened when these teams played last time is neither of them are that much, like, the skill gap is not that great. And one of the things, I think there's this hesitation to get forward. So right now, Char trying to break through this checkpoint. But they move deliberately when they can, or perhaps randomly, with confusion as their name advertises. One or the other. They haven't been too eager to get in on that objective and really to push for overwhelming lead. Each team is quite content to respond to whatever score's been set. And Char now getting Sea Salted down 3 players, about to prove me wrong.
Yeah, well, that's an impressive push here for Char. That's the thing that
Pizza left as the last player on tower does manage to start pushing it back, so buys their team a little bit of time, and the respawn wave is going to come in with rain on their heads.
It's only just starting, so unless they're absolutely on point here, they're looking at a knockout.
Yeah, they're getting
Momo just being merciless with that splat thriller.
Pizza again left to try and defend tower, but they are all down, and this is going to be the knockout for Char. So no sooner did I mention how perhaps things are a bit too reactive, teams weren't pushing in and opening up big points, Char takes it to a knockout.
Yeah, no, a very, very confident performance there. It's interesting, especially seeing that certainly in the early game they weren't able to get anything organised going as far as an offensive. They blunted Sea Salted Squids' push fairly effectively, but every time they tried to go on the attack early on, they just got their heads bitten off and were slapped down quite effectively.
And when they were able to turn it around, we did see that actually they got Sea Salted locked into this spawn pattern where they actually had Char's people were pushed up right near the base or in positions where they could just pick them off, and Sea Salted just couldn't get back in. Pizza left there twice as the last player, no support, so strong knockout. We're just going to go straight to Rainmaker Skipper Pavilion next. Yeah.
Well, the pattern for this one so far has been lightning fast knockouts with a ruthless aggressive push taking the leftmost climb.
So there was only one game I think we had so far out of all of the matches we've streamed on this one, which hasn't just been a really fast knockout. And that was, I think, an indecisive. It sat in the 60s, so the teams pushed about 30 points worth. And really indecisive game. It'll be interesting to see what these teams set based on what we've seen from them. We talked about how the scores between these teams didn't tend to have a lot of aberration, like there weren't wildly swinging scores. So what type of game are they going to bring us on this map, and which push are they going to make? Most of the teams we've seen today have actually gone the wide route.
I feel the wide one's nice because you don't need to worry about the Rainmaker getting surprised as often. If you try pushing in from the center, if you use that the uninkable walkway, then the big risk you run is that the defending team will send someone down from high, down along the center line, and then they're going to intercept as the Rainmaker is unable to swim. It's very exposed there, and it's very easy to get blockaded by bombs or toxic mist or ride. Alright, well we're seeing some interesting weapon adjustments here. Got that splat roller there from Summer League, and we're seeing, I don't think we've had Julie Squelches from Momo in the past.
Yeah, so I can check what they ran last time. Yeah, Momo ran the Brella last time. So we're seeing a bit of a change here, and a couple of stealth jumps, a bit of Ninja Squid. So interesting bringing Ninja Squid when we do have an emphasis on swim speed, and we do know that one player holding that Rainmaker is going to be marked anyway. So 2 players on Sea Salted bringing Ninja Squid.
Yeah, so that's, clearly they've got a plan as to who is and who isn't going to be carrying the Rainmaker. Perhaps they're banking on the fact that they're just going to win through main force, essentially wind their way up, rely on destroying the opposition. Yuzu surviving that Stingray and the Splat Roller Whack, still get that bubble detonation.
Yeah, so Yuzu, I think, is running. It's only swim speed and self jump, so sorry, no, there's no special power up in the mains.
Not unless it's hiding in the subs.
Yeah, so it could be hiding in the subs, but nothing in the mains. And
Momo skirmishing very confidently there. I think this could be another push here for Char if they're
yeah. So Char not able to push up as far as maybe they'd hoped out of that special that they brought, but not in a bad position here either. So they own the turf, and they really have Sea Salted stuff thinking about react again. And I think that's when these teams, we're seeing this certain dynamic come together where one is forced to react to the other, and they don't have time to execute on plans, they just react to just take out the Rainmaker. That's really all they're trying to do. So Sea Salted down 3 players despite the Rainmaker being taken out in mid.
Now, the interesting thing I've noticed is Sea Salted Squids are running a number of Stingrays. Not just on that 50 depot, but also on the squeezer. So clearly they're worried about the Rainmaker getting out of control, and they want the ability to slow its pace.
Okay, so Vindaloo, they're picking up the Rainmaker. They are going to take the low route. They do have 3 down on Char, so we have Demon trying to find some picks up front. Not able to avoid fire from Coat, but there is a chance he can overtake.
Oh boy, Vindaloo does get taken out, but that's a very good
29.
Very good lead.
Well, the overtake might have already happened.
I think it had, actually.
Yes.
I think it outpaced our brains.
That's right. It was already up on that platform, and I think one of the things that happened earlier was that Char looked like they were going to push up to that same platform, but they didn't end up doing it. And now they're
opting for the manual reset.
Yeah, going for that reset.
Interesting when the platform seemed quite safe. I guess after you've had a score like that set, you just might be a bit jumpy. You want to be sure there aren't going to be any unexpected.
The unfortunate thing about this is that the middle is quite owned by Sea Salted.
You say that, but there's a clean white. Oh, never mind. Yeah, by Sea Salted.
That's right. Yeah. So
yeah.
They owned the middle. So when the Rainmaker came back to them, I think they were the ones that got the top. Even if they weren't, they were able to clean it up very quickly. So the area around it was again purple again. They picked it up, and now Vindaloo making a run on that ramp.
And of course, that manual reset meant that the Sea Salted Squids only had 3 Char members that they had to deal with before they were able to get the Rainmaker.
Okay, so Summerlee and the Demon going down there, so this push might be done, I think, for Sea Salted.
Yeah, but still, it was, excellently, I don't think they improved their score, but they bought a lot of time. They're in a situation where 29 might be more than Char at making of scoring, and Sea Salted don't want to give them any opportunity to try and cheat.
Right now, great distraction there from Demon in the middle, and Char managing to push to 34, but it's not enough.
There's a big difference between 34 and 29, of course. You can get it up there, but moving it further is tricky. Now, Sea Salted going for a quick manual reset.
And now the script is reversed because we're seeing the middle is this time yellow, but I think maybe Sea Salted have a better chance to deal with this setup than what Char did when they reset.
Well, they're certainly a little more coordinated. Demon, the only sort of player left on their own, does get punished for it, but the remaining 3 Sea Salted Squids players are all there, like, resolutely blocking the Rainmaker's best push.
Okay, so Char have all come together in the middle there, and they are providing sort of like this wall against which Sea Salted are going to have to shoot at. And
Here comes the Rain.
out comes the Ray, and Sea Salted down 3 players.
The Rainmaker does get moving.
Oh, Summerlee's in position.
Summerlee misses the dunk.
I think they got it.
I didn't see.
All right, well, I think they got it. 71 to 66. So Summerlee did manage to get that splat.
Internet playing tricks on us.
Narrowly taking that game out of Char's hands.
Yeah. That I'm sure everyone had their heart in their mouth through that last little push.
Yeah, it did look like we had that coverage from the roller, from the curling bomb was going to provide a little bit of interruption to movement. So even if the swing missed, they might not have been able to get that forward movement that they needed. And unfortunately, everything stopped short, just a little bit shy of taking the lead.
Now that's, Sea Salted Squids, they're coming off the back of a frustrating contested loss in the first game and a complete washout in the second. So this is going to put some wind in their sails. They were in charge in this map from start to finish. It took essentially getting completely wiped in overtime for Char to even get a proper score on the board. So I think right now, if they had been feeling a bit down going into this match, they certainly won't be now.
Okay, so we're going to head into Clam Blitz on Port Mackerel, and I think something that's worth pointing out about this upcoming match is in the seeding tournament where they played on Anchovy Games Clam Blitz. The final score, I think, was 20 to 21.
As in 80 points scored versus 89 points.
As in...
Excellent push.
No.
Oh, no.
So one power clam was scored.
Oh, 20 to 19, you mean?
No, and then the other scored one power clam and then got another one in overtime, I think. So 23, I guess.
Right,
23. I don't know how the cats count.
Maybe it penalises you if it's the overtime.
It might have been 23. Sorry, but the point being that it was a completely neutral game for 5 minutes. Not a completely neutral game. I think Sea Salted moved in with the power clam, got one score. They actually had, I think, a few other failed attempts, but through the 5 minutes, a team scored once, and the other team took it in overtime with power clam in, plus one more.
Ah, yes. So
really narrow, and I think that did go to Char that game.
There is no smaller margin, really.
So we're going to see maybe Port Mackerel will change the dynamic completely. The map, it is a little easier to just swim up to the other team's basket. So some of the strategies that they were trying to play last time, maybe the things that they were trying to execute will be easier on a map like this. But it'll be quite interesting to see. We as we were talking about that dynamic between the two teams, whether the whole back and forth inability to push on the other team comes to fore in this, and we see another low-scoring Clams game.
Well, of course, the big difference in Clams is that pushing goes both ways, and you've got to watch out for the other team pushing you, even when you are on the front foot.
That's right, and sometimes you can end up being overly cautious as well, because maybe you're more concerned with making sure that Clam never comes up to your basket.
That's an interesting weapon hits here.
And a fair bit of object shredder on Char.
Well, they're running bubbles on against.
Oh, Sea Salted complete wipe, and the basket's already open. They are scoring.
Could be going for a quick extra power clam here.
Wow. Okay, so this is a completely different game to what I described before. We have seen 67 points scored already, and they're in a position to score more because I think Momo there with more power clam.
And then that Stingray coming to sweep the basket. Another wipe.
This is wow.
Yuzu keeping the basket alive. I think we're going to see a
knockout.
knockout.
Clams. We will see a knockout. This is
Kuki doesn't quite get there in time. So Sea Salted Squids are still in this game.
Okay, it's not over yet. So those 3 clams are sitting right there. Everything that they needed maybe to take the game.
So close.
Ooh. Okay.
Well,
everyone is going to catch their breath now because Clam Blitz is one of those modes where sometimes you can just get given your stay of execution. So.
Yeah. Well, you know.
And now everything's on Sea Salted Squids. They have this opportunity to make a great push, and there's Tenterbrella coming up. I like what they're doing.
It's not just a Tenterbrella, it's a Tentersorella-brella. So we've got Curling Rush on the most Curling Bomb friendly map in the game.
Yes, and supported with Umbrella as well in front of it. And this time we do see this Clam come in, and the basket is open for Sea Salted. They are down a couple of players, 3 players
in
now.
Fact, yes, Pete's the only one left and not really in a position to make a push. Sensibly realises that, and then just goes for some, like...
Ooh, not able to take out those players that they had in their sights. So, the balls... The momentum is shifted again. Char given that opportunity to now fight back. And we're going to see, I think that Clam management
uses very bold there. But I think between the shield, like the shield meant that the Slightling had a clear field of fire.
But here comes another ball, and look, the players are now just going to scramble onto the ball.
Even in superhero mode isn't enough to stop this.
Oh gosh,
and it's all on Demon.
Demon just needs to stop them from because Char are getting a bit greedy to just get their. They had small clams that they could have just thrown in, but they saw the flashing big clam, so they decided, we can't let that be spawned,
and then they jumped in with their pig clam as well, which I think is a mistake.
Yes, so actually, Sea Salted Squids not coming out too badly from that. They still have. Char still have a penalty of 30, and they haven't improved their score, so...
It's going to take more than a solo push to get
okay, and now, great opportunity now. Ooh, players going down. So there were some good picks from Momo there, using the height to their advantage, and...
Summerly's still keeping the basket alive. We've got some small clams around, but it doesn't look like Sea Salted are going to get back in there. Demon's far too exposed.
Yeah, so I think this
left.
push might have to just recognise it's done, it's over, provide a lot of force to make sure that Char just can't move in with the freebie clam. But yeah, Sea Salted having to think about how they're going to do their next push.
Nonetheless, that's still a good play on them.
Oh, lots of clams in favourable position for Char on it as they come in. So Yuzu coming with that Curling Bomb, not able to get the splash down to protect himself.
Yes, perhaps a little bit overconfident there. The rest of Char is shrinking sensibly operating defense.
Does Sea Salted still have a freebie under their basket?
Let's have a look. They have just picked it up, I think.
Aha!
So with 1 minute left on the clock, Sea Salted, while being, at a reasonable disadvantage points-wise, are within the realm of essentially a push like their last one should be enough to take the lead. They need, I should know this, 30, what am I
They'll need
61?
They'll need a couple of power clams and some more to get that lead. And here comes the super jump, but they wiped in order to do that. And now
Char
I actually think
clams. I think this is an option.
Char must knock out if they can score both of those, or they give overtime to Sea Salted. If they don't manage to knock this out, then Sea Salted have given me the tools.
Momo picks up the power clam.
Oh, and it's over. Yeah, so they managed to just get it in. They needed to score 39 points and 2 power clams.
Yep, they had 1 point margin.
So, really great play from Sea Salted when they were down. It looked like they were out.
Credit where it's due. It would have been very easy to just throw your hands in the air and give up after that lead had been set.
And they actually came back pretty... They had one strong push, and usually in Clam Blitz you expect to make like 2 or 3. Like, you don't want to expend your resources opening the basket 5 times, or... You don't expect...
you don't want half of your clams to be worthless. Just
you don't expect the dream where you're going to go from 100 to 0, because maybe the clams weren't quite spawned. So,
I think 2 to 3 pushes on average per game per team is reasonable.
Sea Salted's push was on pace. If they got another one of those, that would have been good. They just couldn't find the second one.
Yeah. The other thing that I feel we really need to call out for Sea Salted Squids was that Char's failure to knock out in their first push was not due to lack of trying. They were still moving, they were still collecting the clams and getting them to the basket, and the only thing that stopped them was the fact that Sea Salted put their foot down on that push. Obviously, it would have been much better for them if they'd been able to do so earlier. But the fact that they couldn't do it earlier, they knew that better late than never was the right option there.
All right, so we're heading to Turf War now.
Yeah, well, Arowana Mall, given we've seen some pretty solid Stingray play from both teams so far, often quite mean too. Like, they don't just pull it out on a whim. They use it when they know someone's in place and just go, well, I'm just going to pin you and make you useless, even if I don't get the splat. So on a map like Arowana, where you can just use it to clear out the side corridors, you can use it to essentially deny the, sort of the mid-push. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with it.
Yeah, alright. Teams are locking in their players.
It looks like we've had another substitution, so Ko jumping back in on Yuzu. I believe...
So no, Yuzu's still in.
Oh no, so
Yuko.
instead of Yuko, my bad. I meant to say Cha, yeah. Ko jumping back in Yuko's place.
Ko instead of Yuko. So,
so possibly Yuko was just there as a clan specialist.
Or maybe the weapon picks. But that ballpoint, an interesting pick. Would have been interesting now to see on Arowana as well, but right now we see Custom Junior.
And an L3 Nozzle Nose D coming out on Vindaloo's side, Vanilla Splat Dualies, a Custom Junior on Sea Salted Squids as well with Summerlee. This is a weapon bonanza.
Yeah, really interesting picks coming out.
And already firing off a missile volley, and Summerlee already putting rain onto them as well. That's one down early on Char's side. Dueling X-Storms basically just make life absolutely miserable for all of the players in mid on both teams. Cookie there, just catching their breath in, and out comes the Ray. Here we go. Let's see this sweep across. We get an assist with the Ray. We see Vindaloo just forced to duck and cover, and Momo's just able to claim the middle as a result of that.
So what we're seeing, interestingly here, Char not thinking of their base much as they come in. Usually have that opportunity to maybe claim their flash in a few other areas, but opting to come into mid instead. And so the plan here seems to be to put pressure on Sea Salted and make it so that they can never own mid. Maybe we won't worry about our own base so much, but there is so much free to turf with it.
Yes, some teams use the orthodoxy that you're better off keeping some of it unpainted so you can charge a special if you want to break back in. Personally, I'm not so sure about that orthodoxy. I think you're better off playing to win rather than playing to come back from a losing position.
It's a strategy where you sort of know that anytime maybe you can jump back and get that turf, but it means that if things are tight later and you want to be claiming mid, you have to then trade off spending that time in that critical last 30 seconds to talk about just turfing up this area that you should have claimed early.
It's sort of like the equivalent of going, okay, we're going to always let the other team get the first break on our basketball clearance.
Which, to be fair, has its own, maybe if that's something that thought about how to retaliate using that power. A great shot from Vindaloo, and now using the inkjet to get up over this edge and maybe get a bit more turf ink.
And yet, despite Sea Salted's incursions, we can see that Char, the squids... Oh, no, we do have bigger squids for Sea Salted. It's hard to tell sometimes in this game. But they're making a good push back into the middle here. Demon, unfortunately, caught out between 3 players, and this is Char's chance. Vindaloo now doing an incursion, going through Char's sneaky. And with all 4 players on Char up, they may not realise. We've had a bunch of people wiped out though, so they're probably going to see a respawn wave getting in Vindaloo's face. Char have claimed all of Sea Salted Squid's courtyard, and Vindaloo's doing its absolute best to return the favour.
Yeah, so each team getting a nice chunk of turf on the other side, but it's looking like it's slightly more in Char's favour here.
Yes, they've still got all of their side galleries, and the problem, of course, that Sea Salted have is that inkjet's not really a weapon that can paint. You need to use it to intimidate the other team and deny them painting, and if it's not doing that, then you'd be better off just shooting at the ground instead.
And I think this is going to be a strong showing for Char.
Well, it's an absolute mess is what it is. Look at
well.
that. I think Char have the edge.
That's what they specialise in, right? Randomness, confusion.
Indeed. No, a confident win. Past the halfway mark with Sea Salted Squids unfortunately not able to compete on the turf. And we look at all that ink laid down. Lowest paint on Char's side, 756 points. Alright, well, it's Black Belly time. And we are at match point here. Char have the opportunity to just end it if they can take this. They won Splat Zone last time, albeit from, not probably less confident than some of their other wins. but it was a win nonetheless, and it's a 2-zone map again. So Sea Salted Squids are going to have to adjust their approach here if they want to stay in this set.
So yeah, we're going to see. I think Sea Salted need to bring a little more aggression and just a little bit of confidence when they move in to move in. When one teammate goes forward, you want to back them up, take out any offense that might be there.
The one thing I think might play to their advantage is that Char, I think, did a better job than Sea Salted did on Manta Maria of attacking both zones at once. And it's a trickier thing to do in this because you've got that pillar obstructing direct access between them. It's conceptually simpler, but harder to execute if it makes sense. But essentially, if you can claim the pillar, then you can affect both zones at the same time without necessarily relying on your teammates doing it for you. You can have a player who just flexes between them, and of course, it's also a great vantage point to stop people try to break in. So perhaps the fact that both teams can just set that as their goal, take the pillar, expand out from there, push the other team away, might simplify decision-making process a bit.
Yeah. Okay, teams have made their picks. We're going to head into potentially, it's match point.
Certainly match point, and what Char want absolutely to be the last game in this match. Sea Salted Squids, of course, we're going to have something to say about that. Oh yes, that Kensa Jr., that ballpoint Splatling. I love the different philosophies we've got coming out on these teams. Vindaloo is running that Explosion, Object Shredder, and a ton of special power-up. Demon, they're running the 52 Kensa. So both of those weapons really looking at that long-range, indirect ability by the main weapon, in the case of the Explosion, and Booyah Bomb in the case of the Kensa. Char, meanwhile, very much big on direct fire.
And it looks like, again, we've got this situation where Pizza's been left as the last player up on their team. And while Sea Salted might be able to take the cap now, Char have got sort of few specials ready to come in on the zones.
They've got the other advantage, they've just got much more pink around the sides. They can choose to retreat from the zones if things are going badly for them, where Sea Salted Squids don't have anywhere to run.
And so, double cap again, and bubbles on the zone makes it very difficult. And popping those bubbles with quite a bit of impatience, I'd say.
I'm not sure what it means. Perhaps they were simply worried that they'd get destroyed by the other team, and they were a bit too enthusiastic in trying to stop.
There may have been someone on the other side that they were hoping to pick up, but now Sea Salted able to come in without Trade of maybe that special on them, and 2 players down on the machine.
Yes, we've got a hammer flung there in the pillar. Pizza dancing with Yuzu and coming off worse for it. They have managed to briefly stop the timer. Vindaloo now moving bubbles onto that point, and I think we're going to see a cap here for Sea Salted.
Oh, it's going to be tough with Summerlee going down.
Char getting very aggressive.
Vindaloo now stuck on a hostile point, but does manage to take out their assailant there, and it's very unfortunate.
Going down.
Yeah, Vindaloo being left as the only person to sort of withstand the force of Char.
And has done a very good job of it. Has not gone down. Has fresh bubbles charged. So this is
an opportunity for Sea Salted because
Char left with only their ballpoint Nuvo.
That's right, and they do need to get this cap. So great work there, getting the cap, setting that penalty, and with the suction rush ready as well. Sea Salted looking to pin Char back in their maze. So you really want to make sure that they don't flank out from that half fight. I think that would be a good approach to move back in, because coming here with the Explosion throwing fire down on you, and everyone focused on blocking off with your approach there. That said, the cap assisted by the rain.
I was getting ready to say the big danger for Char is getting impatient and trying to go for a zone cap and doing much. It certainly doesn't seem to have been too expensive. They made it work. Sea Salted Herd comfortably back in control.
Team are not able to get that pick that they were looking for there.
Perhaps a bit impatient, maybe frustrated, and going down against Momo close quarters.
Sometimes when you see that someone, you should be able to splat them and get hooked, it's like, oh, I can get them. But as we say, don't get cooked. Stay
off the hook.
Stay off the hook. Don't let it get at you. And now the area is very yellow.
Yes. Char at this point, given the Sea Salted got pretty close to see their record, they don't want to rest on their laurels. They don't want to just stay ahead. They want to improve their lead. Koch, however, has been sort of caught off guard, but managed to get that rush to get bubbles out.
Oh, and yeah, Pizza going down.
Oh boy.
To the torpedo, I think. And
Bubbles
there's
here.
the double cap.
Yeah,
Very
so
quick
Koch's
double
bubbles
cap.
Basically just stuck his defensive utility. That was very well played there by Vendel.
We've got Vindaloo coming out the half pipe, and we've got Pizza Summon and Demon, all three of them on that point. And we've got Sakura coming out, which we'll get. Out comes Booyah Bomb.
That rain just did a lot of damage. It made it very easy for a bunch of stuff to just Sea Salted players.
And unfortunately, I think Pizza just a bit wrong-footed there as well, not able to get the ink down that they wanted to in order to get the cap. And now we're in the last minute, and the teams, like, I wouldn't call this a decisive lead for Char yet.
No, by no means. And in fact, the fact that they reacted doesn't hurt Sea Salted that much because they hadn't really gone through much penalty anyway.
So we did see, I think, Char going down a couple of players and one jumping out, which left their remaining player exposed, got taken out by a swarm of Sea Salted Squids.
They even get wrong-footed as well. So this is a real chance for Char to get back in, but that hammer will make them up their heads, and Suction Rush is doing a lot of damage.
Ooh, okay, so points getting quite close here, but that rain is actually really effective on those points. So we saw it cap earlier, and it's halted it. Here comes another one. Sea Salted needs to be positioned right if they want to overtake in this amount of time. And
Demon left
I think that was the double cap. Like, so Char actually took a double cap there right before the end, which would have denied overtime, even if
they kept it neutral.
Yeah, so really actually quite close there, 67 to 60.
Yeah.
And we see Char taking that that set. What's that? 5-1.
But yeah, Sea Salted made them work for it.
They did, and these scores, we've got a couple of KOs in there, but the rest of them, we did see that play back and forth. The teams quite evenly matched, I'd say. Char just managing to edge out the wins.
Yeah. So... Oh, wait a sec. Where are we?
So...
Yeah. Very interesting seeing those teams, approach these maps. Actually, I'm a little sad we didn't get to see some of the later ones, because it would have been interesting seeing how those teams approached a map like Snapper Canal, for instance.
Yeah.
Given the different attitudes they brought with their Rainmaker play and with their Splat Zones approaches, it would have been, I would have liked to see how they dealt with that. So I guess the real thing is I should duck in and spectate all scrims.
So as we get close to the end of the week, I think most teams have finished up playing their matches, but Div 1 will be coming back to a very similar map list in their final week. So
take notes. There will be some minor alterations here. I think it's actually already released anyway. So
we've released all the maps. We might have an opportunity to see Rainmaker on Snapper Canal at some point. So.
Alright, so I think we're going to be going offline for now, but please, we do have one more match lined up for you this evening. It's going to be a late one.
I don't think that one's going to be live streamed.
Oh,
it will be
just
getting
a recording?
recorded.
Oh, fair enough.
We'll confirm that, but yeah, if you're up late, maybe stay up and cheer on the teams anyway.
Yeah, so Calamar Cat is being a huge help to us, and just going in and getting vision of that. We're going to see Bernie Safaro up against Ink Pact. So two teams that they are technically new, but I believe there'll be some familiar faces in them.
So yeah, that should be a fun one, and we'll get that up online at some point. They are scheduled to play, I think, at 1 AM in Sydney time, or Eastern Standard Time.
So
Eastern
midnight
Daylight
for
Time, sorry.
12:30 in South Australia.
But of course, they are both Southeast Asian teams, so they've scheduled it would be locally for them about 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So and quite a civilized time for Western Australia as well.
We keep talking about it, but it's probably not going to be streamed live, so just keep an eye out for the replay.
We have got a lovely open schedule tomorrow. The only match being played then, the only match being played not in the small hours then, is Splatbacks versus Team 13.
Oh, that should
I'm
be a
looking
fun
forward
one.
to that. We're going
Yeah.
to see fireworks there.
Mm.
I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to that one. We might have some commitments then, but hopefully
see.
we'll be able to get that streamed with with other personnel if that's what we need.
Should be a fun one. And we just want to give a big shout out to the whole stream team and everyone that's been helping us this whole week, because we've actually managed to get eyes on a majority of the games played.
An overwhelming majority. I think we've got question marks over 2 of the Division 2 matches. And I'm pretty sure all of those we at the very least have player perspective from the people playing them. So thank you very much to everyone on the stream team. It's really great just being able to show off so much of what these awesome players are capable of.
In fact, yeah, I think out of our 21, sorry, not 21. How many matches I've played?
Out of our 18 matches?
6 times 3.
18
18
matches.
matches. We'll have 17 of them recorded, I think. So that's really big effort from everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think we've
It's about time to
established
sign
it.
off.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. We'll see you when we see you.
Yes.